All right, we're back. It's episode 7. Yep, episode 7.
Nice. Yeah.
We've been doing this for 7 weeks already.
The 42nd episode.
Whoa.
Well, the
Whoa,
thing is, like,
who's
we have been recording for the past 6 hours.
Right, you have a vast
banged
library
out a
of...
block of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we like to keep the show pre-recorded. Who's that other person?
Oh my gosh.
That was saying words.
I'm colloquially known as Dimi, but some call me Zen Dimi.
Mm-hmm.
Some call me Dimi Smyrn. Some call me Dog Barker.
Mm-hmm. People
Has
like that.
anyone
It's
ever
fine.
called you a space cowboy?
No. I would never respond to that.
What is a Smyrn?
It's like, well, you know, around the sun, how the planets go around it.
Yeah, like an orbit.
Yeah, so it's like one of those. That's like
A
one
Smyrn
Smyrn,
is like an orbit?
Yeah, it's like one Smyrn. You take one Smyrn around the sun.
So you know what's interesting that I learned about orbit? I don't think I necessarily learned it from Outer Wilds or Kerbal Space Program, but when you're in orbit, you are just falling, and the angle is such that you don't fall onto the planet. Like, you just keep falling.
Yeah, that's like the Douglas Adams things, right? Like the secret to falling is to just not hit the ground.
Is
falling.
that a Douglas Adams thing? That's funny. You know, I've been thinking for a while about how, like, I don't think it's really fair to say that Icarus ever actually flew, insofar as the valuable part of flying is that you can land without, like, dying.
Right, he launched. Is really
Yeah.
what happened.
He floated.
Like, he still, like, crashed and died.
Right.
Did he glide?
I've
He,
never
like,
read the Bible. I don't know.
He was able to, like, create lift, I think, with his, like, wings or whatever. But then he got too high, I guess, and it burned, and they, like, melted the wings, and then he fell and died.
Because they weren't real wings. They were like wax, and they were put on his back.
Speaking of this, have any of you played Immortals Phoenix Rising?
I played Breath of the Wild.
I don't actually know if that's what it's called. It's
I don't
something
know
Phoenix
that.
Rising.
I don't know what that is.
It's some
Is
kind
it
of
a gotcha game?
It's
Is
Immortals
it a
Phoenix
gotcha
Rising.
game?
Yes. So what really the main reason I didn't play it is that it's spelled Phoenix. Can you read it out, Farm? It looks like you have it pulled up.
Oh. Wait, how do you know I have it pulled up?
Because we're in the studio. I mean.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, it's spelled... Well, the word Phoenix. Immortals and Rising are both spelled correctly, but Phoenix is spelled F-E-N-Y-X.
Phoenix?
Phoenix.
Phoenix Rising?
Yeah.
Do you think there's like a marketing person who was like, we can't spell it with a PH.
That's been done.
Never sell.
Just come on. Like, why would you do that? It's a gross word.
Well, you've heard of Mark Echo, right?
No.
You know the shoes, Mark Echo shoes. He spells his last
Vaguely.
name E-C-K-O
Yeah.
because he's like, oh, obviously can't spell it with an H. It's sort of the same thing.
I guess, but it's like at least ECKO is, you know, maybe kind of cool, even if in like a early 2000s, like, you know, teenager adolescent kind of way. But
Yeah, they're skate shoes. They're white. They're like white skate
Phoenix,
shoes.
like, it's just gross.
What do you do in Immortals Phoenix Rising?
It's pretty much like a Breath of the Wild clone, I think, but it has like a thin veneer of Greek mythology on it.
Yeah, you explore a beautiful fantasy world where tricky puzzles, mysterious dungeons, and heroic feats await. Their
Yeah.
journey will be as challenging and rewarding as the final destination.
I played it on Switch.
Do you
and
have
it
the
was, like,
box? Are you reading
low
from the
res,
box?
low frame rate.
I made that up. Yeah, so the game runs on Switch?
I
And
mean,
you played
barely.
it? What, you played it?
It walks on Switch, I would say. I played 5 hours of it, maybe.
Wow, that's more than...
That might be stretching it. Probably more
Is it what is the art style? Is it of Japanese origin.
No, it's like, you know, that like the art style of like Fortnite and those kind of games where like your eyes just
Dog
kind of
shit?
drift off of it. Yeah.
Like awful.
Yes.
Mm.
I actually originally got the game because I was like, I'm such a big fan of Battleborn. I want to play games that remind me of it, and Immortals was similarly forgettable.
You didn't pay money for it though.
I actually got it for Christmas.
Ooh.
For $34.99.
Who gave you
Okay.
this? Who did it? Do you want to disclose that? You don't have to.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Who gifted you Immortals Phoenix Rising? If
I
you
wanna
feel
s-
comfortable disclosing it.
Here's the thing. I do feel comfortable disclosing it, but I should say also I'm a horrible person to buy gifts for. I
Yeah.
was like, you know, I have a big family, and so like we like to like send out like gifts, gift lists or whatever, like things that you would want. I send out mine like on the 20th generally, if I do. So you know, I can't really fault them for like being like, oh, he likes to play Switch games, buying a Switch game. It was a sibling of mine, I should say.
Okay.
That's all. That matters.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, if there's one thing I know about you, it's you like Switch games.
He likes to play on his Switch.
I sure do like playing.
There's
on
one thing
Switch,
about this
yeah.
guy. He likes his Switch.
Why don't we go around and say how many 100 hours each of us have on Smash Ultimate for Nintendo Switch? Farm, do you want to start?
I have maybe 15 hours.
You have 1,500 hours. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, I have 1/1000th of 100 hours.
Interesting.
100,000
I have
hours.
roughly 200 hours. So, you know, Dimi and I, we pretty much have 0 hours. Farm has been spending quite a lot of time playing Smash Ultimate.
I
Yeah.
don't own Smash Ultimate.
Interesting.
Do you own a Switch?
I own a Switch. I do not own Smash Ultimate.
Wow, it's very bold of you.
don't
I
think so.
drove to a Best Buy on at midnight on the day that Smash Ultimate was released. I'm pretty sure.
God.
When I got there, it was I was told that I could not buy a copy, and it was only pre-orders or some stupid bullshit. And so then I drove back to my girlfriend's apartment, and I bought it over Wi-Fi.
Well, no, you didn't have a vaccine passport, so you weren't allowed to buy the latest games.
It is crazy. Like that game came out in like 2008. At this point,
It's
it
been
was
so long.
ago.
It was
Yeah.
2018.
Was it really?
No, it was like 2016.
It was 2018.
Yeah, December 7th, 2018. That's almost 2019.
Jesus Christ, that's like 30 years ago, pretty much.
Yeah.
Speaking of Nintendo Switch and games that I enjoyed playing on it, I recently played Undertale on there, and I gotta say, Undertale rules.
Undertale's good. Undertale's very good.
It's so good.
It's not. Are you surprised? I mean,
Yeah, so like I played through and I did a ostensibly pacifist playthrough, but I had only beaten the game that one time, so I got to see like the imperfect ending or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like, oh, the game crashes. Ha ha ha. Oh, it gets all weird and glitchy. Oh, wow, that's so cool. And overall, obviously, I thought the music and gameplay was nice. But then, like, going through and doing true pacifist was like, holy cow. And then the genocide route, too, was just insane.
I could not. I personally could not bring myself to do genocide because I found it boring.
Oh, really? It really wasn't that bad, I didn't think.
It was just boring, and then I also did feel bad. but that's kind of like I got by Toby Fox. Like
You got
I'm
it.
like
I mean, I sort of felt bad, but
I'm
also
who
it
he's,
was just
I'm
like,
who
what
he's
else are you
making
gonna
fun
do?
of or whatever.
And also, I thought like it was. I wanted to get to those cool fights, like Undying the Undying and Sans.
Sans Undertale.
I mean, literally, the Sans fight probably was the peak of the game. I think. I was really disappointed coming away from the what is it, Asriel fight? I don't know. Whatever the true pacifist ending of the game. The music rocks, and like all the characters coming in, there's a lot of good emotional feels.
It's a little anime, but yeah.
It's very anime. That's
It's a
why it
little
rules.
anime.
But then the gameplay is just non-existent. Like it's just very easy. You're not really doing anything. Whereas the Sans fight, it was just like, you're gonna have a bad time.
Yeah, he really just like kicks your dick.
He does.
Yeah.
I just think, why would you? What?
I stopped. I also stopped after doing the pacifist run because I was like, I'm aware of this other thing, but I'm sort of content with how this all ended, and I feel no desire to change that.
I also think I avoided doing genocide because I didn't think I would be good enough at Sans to actually finish it, and I'd just get annoyed and not want to finish it.
And I'm a god gamer. I wasn't concerned about that.
No, I'm not very good at video games.
I beat the last boss. I don't know if I've said this before in here, but I beat Sword Saint Ishin on my second try.
Yeah, you've said that
Sekiro.
before.
I don't know if I said that.
I mean, well, that doesn't. For some of us here, that means something. For other people, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm a god gamer.
It's like speaking gibberish.
I thought
to
that
certain
Sekiro
people.
was a pretty easy game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Undertale, huh?
Yeah, I mean, especially just like the Megalovania playing really, I thought was really paid off with what the dialogue was saying and the actually difficult gameplay. I mean that really I think is the thing that makes me like it so much.
Would you say it's epic?
Yeah, I would actually.
Yeah.
And I think that there's an argument to be said for the idea that the genocide run is something that will necessarily happen in that game world, right? The things that Sans is talking about as you attack him, as you fight him, are a description of the player's actions, not in a genocide route, but just in playing the video game generally.
How do you mean?
He says stuff like how they were alerted, something that he was a part of was alerted to timelines starting and stopping all over the place and then resetting, and how he was completely cynical and numb to the idea of either dying or just getting out and going to the human world because he knew that it would just reset. And those aren't things that he's not saying, oh, I was worried because you're killing everything. He's saying, I'm worried because this unknowable being, the player, is messing around with this world.
Do you think it's like he's commenting on the individual or the player as everyone who plays the game? Because there are always going to be other people who do that genocide run, but you as a individual don't necessarily have to.
Yeah, I think he's more commenting on the idea of a player than on the idea of you or what you're doing specifically.
I think so too. Yeah, it's really interesting.
It's also, that's the only kind of ending that truly changes your file, right? That's the only ending that actually has an impact on the future of the game, because you can do the true pacifist ending and actually get a true reset. But once you do the genocide run, nothing else can happen.
Yeah,
I mean, you can still do true pacifist or whatever, but
there's something there about the, being totally safe from consequences when you're playing a video game, you can always restart or you can go again, and then the same sort of complacency that he talks about. I think is that part of the Sans fight where he says he calls out streamers or people who are watching the genocide playthrough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't see that. If he does, I don't remember.
I think it might only be if you're actually streaming the game at that time or recording or something. It reads if you're using recording software. Anyway,
That's wild.
Yeah, it says basically oh, are you if you're watching this through if you're watching someone else play this, you are
Complicit.
Bad person.
You're basically nothing. You're eliminating consequence from narrative. You're taking the weight away from all of this.
I think one thing that people really misread about that fight is that the critique is on people who do genocide runs and grind everything rather than just on playing video games generally.
No, it's about the obsession of completion. You have to do everything. You have to do every run so you see all of the content, even if it means killing everyone that you essentially care about.
Yeah, I did feel really bad after the cutscene after you kill Papyrus feels bad.
Oh,
that's when I stopped. I think
couldn't do it.
Yeah, I think that's when I stopped.
Yeah. at that point, just like, that's not fun. That's just miserable.
No, it's just not.
Yeah,
fun.
but the thing is, it's
Yeah.
like you get content and you also get the like difficult, fun gameplay payoff. So
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
So there's yes, I mean it does kind of feel unfortunate, but like it's not you aren't actively being punished for pursuing. You know,
hmm Yeah, I wonder if it would have, and it sort of makes you think like I might not be getting it, but I wonder if it would have been better if like it was less fun, if the Sans fight was just like shitty, and the
Right,
music
well,
wasn't so good.
I think like if he wanted people to not reach that point, then yeah, it would have not been fun. I think it would have. One thing like like thinking about Undertale is if if like it was very easy to do the genocide run. If it was like the mindless option, and you go through and you are kind of punished for doing that, whereas the true pacifist run would actually be difficult. That would be nice.
I think also like people find Sans very hard. Like generally, I think for a general audience, that's a higher level of gameplay than maybe they would end up being frustrated by that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's not like it's a. I don't think it's like an intentionally frustrating fight or anything. It's just hard.
Yeah, no, difficult.
Yeah, but it's not like supposed to make you quit or anything.
Maybe
I think it's like,
maybe
well
it's
designed.
supposed to make some people quit. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe not supposed to, but will make some people quit.
Yeah, I don't think it's like an unfair fight or anything. It's
No.
just hard.
I mean, the ending lasers are kind of bullshit. It's pretty unfair, I would say.
I don't like the ending lasers.
Dude, they suck. They're so hard.
It's so
You really
hard.
can't get around them.
Whatever, dude. I mean,
But I tell you what,
it,
it really does feel good when you get around them, and admittedly there is a little bit of a like, oh geez, I'm sorry, Sans, but
yeah.
you know, it's like why did they climb Mount Everest? Because it was there, like, you know. That's one thing that you know. There's some other games that I'm aware of where some of the locked content is just that your character kills
Save.
themselves.
Just say,
And,
just.
that sucks. Like, I don't know why I would want to go through. And do
It's
that.
not
Oh,
a
he's
lot.
going live, so here we go.
What do you,
I'm just
what
gonna
do you
step
mean
away.
locked content is that? I don't think that's a totally fair reading.
I honestly came away from after I finished playing Amori. I thought to myself, I like this way better than Undertale. But having finished Undertale, it was better. Undertale.
I think Undertale is definitely higher quality than Amori, but I derived more direct emotional connection from Amori, and like I thought its actual execution of its certain elements were like more spontaneously effective, or more like I thought it had better music. I thought it had. Yeah, I do think Omori has better music than Undertale.
That's
still.
hard, honestly.
Yeah,
The
I
thing-
can't.
Omori does have really good music. I think it's hard to beat. I mean, Hopes and Dreams obviously is a banger, but in
I like the
particular,
first like 6 seconds of that song, and then it gets cheesy.
it's so cheesy the whole time, which is
No.
why it's so great. I mean, like that
It
whole
rocks.
the whole true pacifist ending is just straight anime cheese. Like it's beautiful.
Did you say anime?
We'll get
Yeah,
to
I
that.
No, but like the Megalovania, on the other hand, like it just fits everything so well. I actually like. I was trying to find Hopes and Dreams after I did the True Pacifist run, and I had just known the name of the song Megalovania, so I plugged it in and I listened, and I was like, "Oh, that sucks," but that's not Hopes and Dreams. But like going through to actually get to the fight and then doing it over and over again, the song has been stuck in my head for like a week.
It's really good. Yeah, I think maybe the general music in Omori is, I mean, it's like pretty forgettable. But there is- but But there is that one part I got to where it's like it resonated, and I think the peak is higher there. But overall, I think Undertale.
I think Undertale has like
Woof.
6 songs
Yeah, and they all fuck.
total.
They all fuck
No,
hard.
and then he just plays different, and he plays them on different instruments.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, that's a
but I like
style
it.
choice. That's like a classic.
That's not
game.
a style
like how
choice.
the,
That's just you don't have a lot. You don't have that many melodies, and
That's
you
like
can
how
just
the-
you
what's it
can
called?
just you're doing it. You're throwing it in your sound font a bunch of different ways. Like
the different battle fights, like the battle screens, don't really vary that much. It's just like a black screen with a character in front of it.
that's
It's
I don't
just-
care
that's a
about
style
that.
Choice. That's it. You know,
I don't
it's
care about
supposed to be a
that,
throwback
but
to like classic NES games. The whole
I
thing
just think
is
I just like the Omori soundtrack has more individual good tracks, good musical ideas, interesting palettes, interesting explores more genres. It just has more song to all of it. I think across the board.
I like the spider song from Undertale.
I did not like the spider fight very much, mostly because I think I had purchased one of the spider things and I like but I'd already eaten it, which was disappointing. I don't know. I mean, honestly, I think as a whole, Undertale's music was mostly just fine, and then Hopes and Dreams and Megalovania slap. And then I think on the whole, Omori music was like better than fine, but I don't think it has standout tracks like Hopes and Dreams and Megalovania.
I think there are some. I mean, like I have like 7 or 8 that Omori tracks that I still go back to. But they're just like for me they're a lot of the enjoyment I had with the game was just like purely aesthetic and sensory. Like just I had a very strong. I think it did a very good job associating the art with the music and the sort of locations with the music. It was all very engaging and vibrant to me, but it ended up getting a little saccharine. Now that I'm looking back on it.
I mean, I think one of my favorite songs from Omori is probably Pink Shell. But the music that played when you were at the Gypsies was also really good.
I don't remember any of it.
What's I was trying to do a joke about Mother 3. What's the track that's like the famous Mother 3 track? It's like the one that plays at the end.
I don't know.
It's not Pink Shell. Whatever. I mean...
I did not finish Mother 3, so I
don't necessarily mean to just open up a platform to shit on Omori, because... well, I kind of do, because I don't like it, but
No,
I don't
you do want to do that.
Yeah,
I guess I
You
don't want to do that in
definitely
front
do
of
want
you
to do
because
that.
you're a fan of the game. It'd be kind of rude.
I'm not. I mean, I've read. I have surmised every opinion you could have about it. It's not that. It's not. I'm not bothered.
Have you heard this one before? Hey, the combat's boring.
I've heard that one before. Yeah.
No.
Unironically, like...
Holy shit, it's bad.
It's literally
Especially, like,
fine.
coming
It's
from
literally just a
Undertale,
normal
where you actually
turn-based
get to do
system. It's
stuff.
totally
Like-
just the same. And Undertale is different. Undertale is different. I think that's definitely more engaging combat. Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
disagree with that.
It's just so much nicer. It's just like, I
Yeah.
don't...
I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't really care that much. I was just chilling, you know. Either about like Undertale, I didn't find that funny. Like it was fine. Like
I liked playing the fights in Undertale. I had a good
I like
time
doing the little
engaging
little
with
heart. You get to dodge
Yeah.
around. Sometimes it's a platformer.
but it's like they just go. You go.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fun.
It's
You
cool.
gotta dodge. You gotta learn like the
Yeah.
mechanics of each fight. They're all different.
Yeah.
You know, like
You
they're
know,
not.
Spider
It's
one,
pretty
you gotta jump
easy.
around.
Like it's just like you just. I mean, it's fine. It's good. It's nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
It's good.
It's nice.
It's good. Like if there were more Undertale fights, it'd be like, yeah, I could play a few more of those.
Apparently there is like a secret. There's like a Switch only fight that I haven't done, but I
Sure.
don't think I will. I tried playing through on hard mode, and I just like. I don't know. I played a lot of Undertale recently.
Yeah, but if you sat me down in front of a computer and was like, do you want to do more Omori fights? I would just.
Oh, no,
I would just
I would-
leave.
Yeah,
Like,
especially if they were like,
no.
"Hey, do you want to do more Omori fights so that you can get to the cutscene where your character kills himself?"
No, I don't want to
Yeah.
do that.
I there are some fights that neither of you did in Omori that I think are fun, but again, I was not bothered by the combat system.
Yeah.
Right, and I mean that's also the kind of thing where it's like, yeah, I just kind of discount it entirely when I get to a combat system like that I kind of, I don't know, irks me for whatever reason.
I mean, I think they can be like turn-based games can be good. I think
It's
what it
literally the
needs
same
to-
system as Earthbound.
Yeah. Well,
Right,
I mean,
I-
that is promised to you.
Earthbound is good too.
But I think it needs to do a better job of encouraging you to engage with your skills, because as it is, you don't really need to, and you sort of don't want to because you, at least the way I play, it's like you never want to burn your mana or whatever it was because
I mean,
you
here's,
don't know what's
here's one
coming.
thing, I didn't really understand how to assign skills for a good 90% of the
Yeah,
game.
well, I mean that's on you.
Right.
But
You
no,
know,
okay,
monkey
so it said that like
typewriters.
things would get unlocked, and I would just be like, "That's weird that I don't have that." So I would just do the like, make the girl angry to her using headbutt, and it got me through probably 70% of the fights. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
which
Yeah, you don't
isn't
have to
bad
engage in
actually. It was
systems.
really nice, but I don't know.
I think it's not about that. It's a game that's not about that, and I think probably the combat was an afterthought.
You spend so much time doing it.
I don't. I'm just.
You
I'm
know,
listening. I'm
it's
just
like at
listening to the
least
music and
20%.
pressing the menu, which sounds satisfying.
Yeah, it's just tough when like you spend 20% of the game doing that.
I look at the pretty hand-drawn art. I listen to the good music. I
Yeah,
look
it
at
is.
the cool animations.
I just
and
think it's cool to be able
that
to,
doesn't matter.
move your little heart, because it's like it
Oh,
seems
yeah,
like
sure.
it's gonna
I
be
mean,
the
it's more
longevity of
engaging
combat. That's
as
like,
combat,
oh, you
absolutely.
can actually do stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I liked the fight in Omori where I killed the Earth. That was fun. That was cool. I laughed. That was like I think maybe my favorite part of the game.
I don't even remember.
Well, the
what we're
Earth
talking
makes
about,
everyone
if I'm being
sad.
honest.
Yeah, you might have missed it, Streamo. You missed a lot of shit in that game.
I tell you, I wish there was more.
Oh shit! Oh, shit. Knives out.
Well, God, I mean, there were just so many like weird things. Like you have that map that just does not do anything. Why would you ever look at that? Like you're supposed to.
It does do something. It tells you how you
There's this
can
idea
get from
about,
place
like,
to place.
you wake up and it's
Hold
like,
on.
welcome
Let's
to white
see the map.
space. You've been here as
Here
long
we
as
go.
you can remember. And it's like, no, you have not. I remember yesterday when I was going around doing stuff, and I also remember later today. Like, what does that even mean? That makes no sense. You have also 3
It's supposed
days
to be
on top of the time
blank.
that you've been in a place.
Your
forever.
mind is blank. His mind is blank. He clears his mind every time he wakes up or whatever.
Or whatever. No, that makes no sense to me. And then like you can go off into your dream world, which is fine. But I think if it's gonna do that, you've been here as long as you can remember. That it should just be a one night kind of thing. No, I don't know.
Excuse me for 1 second. Someone's calling me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so many questions I have.
Yeah. And I wonder if those questions are answered by like further playing the game, and maybe they are, but it's really hard to do that.
Yeah. Another
Yeah.
thing that I see, again, I guess I'm just gonna go through and list my nitpicks and shit. But like the fact that every item that you interact with like gives you a little text box. Why? Just in the Yume Nikki section where you're playing Yume Nikki in the game.
Mhm.
There's one area where there are like horns or something, and you walk up and you press A, and it's like this horn makes a noise, and other horns you walk up and a text box says this horn doesn't make a noise.
Oh my god, you're talking about the text boxes?
Why do you need those text boxes?
You
to
don't
say
need
that?
them. Well,
Because you could just
don't
hear
need them
whether or
because
not it makes a noise.
they're
That's
projects.
actually, you could speed up the time.
It doesn't matter. How does it speed up the time? You're listening to the noise, or you're not. Or
Well,
you're
it goes to
reading the
pacing,
text.
right? You
Like
have to
it's
sit
the.
there and look at a text box.
Right.
I think your problem is that Yume Nikki does not have a story, and Omori has a
Ooh.
very singular story that it has to tell through some sort of text box on the screen, because it's a story about details and specifics and characters and all those things. It's not about sensation and dreams and abstraction like Yume Nikki is as much, even though it has some imagery that tries to present itself like that.
So I've been playing the Silver Case 2425, which is a Switch release of both the Silver Case and the 25th Ward, which is the sequel to the Silver Case. I'm really anxious to start playing 25th Ward, but I want to replay Silver Case first.
I've been interested in playing a Suda game for some time, but I have not done so. Yeah.
The Silver Case, I mean, they're both essentially visual novels, right? So, as opposed to, you know, video games with gameplay, they literally are just text boxes, but they're stylish and they have good music.
Right. That's fine with me. I don't care about. That's good. That sounds like good. Sounds like fun. I like to read.
Yeah, you like reading.
Yeah, I like reading in video games, and I like to have a lot of dialogue options and be able to read a lot of stuff, and like may have my choices have an impact on the world around me, and you get a different like story based on like certain things that you make your character do or say.
Yeah.
I think every video game should have a chat log that you can go back through just to see what people have said.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely.
I often get frustrated in FromSoft games when some character will be like, "Seek not the upside down."
You know what games actually have those are the Persona games. They have a chat log.
Ooh.
I've never played Persona. I played a good deal of SMT4.
Was that on DS?
Yes, it was.
I think
3DS,
I played some of that too then, but not much.
It just got a
because,
remaster, I believe.
It's like the amount that I played, it seemed like it was a Pokemon game if it actually had an interesting like combat system.
Yeah, it's just
which is kind of wild.
There's a lot.
There's less anime in SMT
I like
games than
Persona. I played Persona 5 and Persona 4.
Do you like anime though?
Not anymore.
Yeah, but you did. You used to, right? You used to like anime.
Not to that extent. No, I was never like I never watched like seasonal anime.
But you were like,
so
I
think the
could
difference that
watch anime, right? Like you could watch anime.
I would watch very specific shows, and I would watch them all the way through.
You liked anime then, yeah.
One way that you can conceive of the difference, I think, between SMT and Persona is that SMT might be kind of anime-ish, but it doesn't take place in a high school. And I could be wrong about this, but I think Persona games take place in high school.
Half the fun of Persona games is the time management aspect of the high school life. It's very fun.
Jesus Christ.
Is that
okay, sorry, hold on.
How they fucking ruined... That's how they ruined goddamn Fire Emblem, was because they copied Persona. It makes sense now.
Can you just repeat this for me one time? You said, the fun aspect of this video game is the time management aspect of your high school life.
The fun aspect of the video game itself is that there are like 18 video games inside of it. One of the fun parts of the game is the time management of, because you literally have skill. You have the skill pentagon that is your like literal personal skills as a human, like your erudition or your moxie, your how charming you are, how and you earn points towards upgrading those skills through completing certain tasks, and you can only do a certain amount of tasks per day because time passes. So basically, you have to choose how to spend your days. Like, do you go to the library to increase your intelligence, or do you go to a certain restaurant on Tuesdays when it's raining, when you get an extra point into guts for eating the steak or whatever. And then you go and you do Pokemon with more types and more resistances, and you catch them and fuse them, which is the other half of the game, which is also pretty fun.
So how does the school stuff tie into the rest of the game, like mechanically?
Well, you can spend your time developing social links with each of your relationships in your life, which are the people, the other characters in the game, and those social links have archetypes of types of personas, like the Pokemon, and so the higher your social link is with certain characters, the stronger personas you create of that type will be when you end up creating them by fusing other personas.
Here's a hypothetical question for this high school game. If your character was to stay up until, say, around 2 a.m. watching like 240p rips of The Wire on a laptop while playing Monster Hunter 3 on DS, how many points would they get?
Points for what?
Points.
Oh, okay. Well, they would
In
probably
the
get.
game?
They would probably get 1 intelligence,
Uh-huh.
three guts.
Nice. Hell yeah. Hey,
That's not
unless
bad.
that's a fat joke. But if it is,
That's
that's
just
a
an
good fat
example.
joke, honestly. All right. So, do we want to? Did we get any listener email recently?
Yeah. Yeah. We did. We can get to that.
Do we have any? I guess sorry to just change subjects.
Yeah.
Do we have any closing thoughts on?
Well, we kind of ended up at Persona instead of Amore.
Do you want to go back to Amore, or you want to just
I don't need. I mean,
reset our
you know, it
piece?
seems like you made your. I know what you're. I know everything you're saying. I don't really have a proper defense, or feel
Yeah.
the need to defend it that hard. I'm not that. I've grown distant from it. It was really in my head for a while, but it's not.
I mean, it seems like it's a
occupying
game that
same
you
space.
enjoyed that we didn't really enjoy. You know, it's
I did
easy enough to
enjoy it, and I
find
thought it
new
was.
things
I
to
thought it
do.
was executed well, and I had a good time with it, and I thought it paid off.
But you're moving on. You're moving on from Amore.
I got by it. I mean, moving on. I'll remember it.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
good.
It's a very memorable game. Regardless of if you liked it or not, I think it definitely.
Yeah,
It's
Farm, is there anything that
fascinating.
you would like to get off your chest about the game and your
I fucking
reactions
hated
to
it. That's really it. I did not enjoy playing it. And it's so bright, dude. The dream parts are so bright, and it hurt my eyes.
Turn
to
down
look
your
at it.
monitor, dude.
it sounds like a
I
monitor
guess.
issue.
I guess, but no other games have that problem.
When you play Farm, have you played Bloodborne?
No, well, I'm going to.
Okay. When you
Um,
get games that have those adjust the brightness so that the skull is dark but the face is you
I
can
turn them up
see
a
it.
little bit past that.
Yeah, you don't
Yeah.
actually. Okay.
No.
That checks out. That checks out.
Yeah. I turn my
Hey babe, but just the lighting. So my ass is small and my dick is big.
Yeah. I like to have a big ass. I also, I don't know if I talked about this last time, but I finished Grease, Gris.
Really?
Oh, okay. Yeah, is that how you pronounce that? My girlfriend
It's
actually
a
was trying to
Spanish
play
word.
that.
Glee?
I actually
It's
bought it
spa-
for
it's
her,
great.
and then she never played it.
Oh, yeah, no, Grease is it's Spanish for it, Spanish for gray. Yeah,
Is it
it's a
good?
cool game. It's
Yeah?
it's this very artsy 2D platform. It's freaking beautiful, if I may say so. It has sort of like this. I don't know how to describe it. You have to look at it yourself. But it's like symmetrical and also like watercolored, and yeah, you should. If you haven't played it yet, just go experience that.
Is
thing,
it-
'cause
is
it's,
it
I
like an
believe I have a
indie?
copy of it for Nintendo Switch. How long is it?
6 hours. It's not a long game.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
I'm playing Bloodborne right now, and it's fun, but I can only especially with FromSoft games, I can only play for so many
Yeah.
cycles.
Yeah, I get stressed out playing from soft games sometimes.
I had a
It gets
problem
me
with the first boss in that game for a while.
I mean, he's not that bad. I have gotten him to his second phase. I think each of the 3 times I've gotten to him. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I hear there's some cheese that I can get on him, but I haven't.
There
tried it
is.
yet. Do you have any cryptic
There
hints you
is.
can give me?
It has to do with something else that you were thinking about this game before.
The parry?
Uh-huh.
Can you parry him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You guys
That's
ever
so.
play-
That makes the parry makes no sense to me, and actually, I think it might.
He
Really
has to be.
annoy
They
me.
have to be
You shoot your
swinging
gun.
at you, and then you shoot them in the face.
Okay, but what? Why can't you just hit them with your sword while there's
No,
you have a
because
gun.
you're shooting them in the face.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
much
you have
more
a gun.
effective to shoot. Well, all right.
Okay.
Well, it's Streamo. Ask you this: someone tries to mug you, and you have only a sword and a gun on you, and suddenly you're telling me you're gonna choose to hit someone with just with a sword once instead of shooting them in the face point blank.
Okay, but if you shoot a person in the face point blank, they just die. These are
That's what I'm
monsters
saying,
that
and-
don't
and
actually
so-
really
and-
make
and
a
you're
difference.
saying-
It does not make a difference. They don't really
They
get
get-
stunned if you
they
just
get
shoot.
No,
Stun.
they. I mean, they do. It's a big, and you can do what's it called, a visceral attack.
A big damage move.
Do you know how to do a visceral attack, Streamo?
No. I mean, was I supposed to learn this at some point?
Yeah. Do you not read tool tips or
I absolutely
anything?
read.
No, you don't.
So insane.
How many
Where
times?
do
How
they
many?
teach you
What? How
this?
many? How
Please
many
tell me
things
where
do you
they teach
miss
you
in
that.
video games? In the game.
Where in the game?
When you play the game, they teach you how to play it.
See, the
They do
thing
not-
about the grappling hook and Sekiro,
You probably just pressed
right?
X through the. You probably
Okay,
just
well,
pressed
I
X through
understand
the-
how to use the grappling hook. Etc.
No, you don't.
It's just a bad mechanic.
I don't think you do. I just don't. I think you misunderstand it.
No, I mean, like,
Square
I
hole,
didn't see the flavor text
round.
explaining visceral attacks or whatever, or the parry.
You hold
And
down
also
the button
parry
and it
does
goes
not really make sense to me.
Does it not do that, Farm? Have you played?
I haven't played Bloodborne, but I
Okay.
have played Dark Souls, and I imagine it's very similar to the parry and riposte mechanics in that.
Well, it's a little bit different because you have to hold down the attack. You have to
Okay.
go-
I mean, like, the parry repost thing makes sense to me because you have, like, a shield that you're, like, blocking with, but this is just
Right.
like a
Alright, imagine-
gun,
alright,
you're just
so
shooting
this-
them.
there's
Like,
this
that
huge
just
guy.
does not make sense to me.
Alright, this huge guy is about to punch you in the face, and then you just shoot him in the face before he punches you, and you're telling me that's not going to work?
That's not the same thing, though. Like,
It is
he's
the
a
same
giant.
thing.
What if it's a giant monster that my gun
Yeah,
doesn't
and you
It
make
gets
shoot
scared.
it in
It
the
gets
face.
scared.
No one likes being shot in the face.
I'm just
No
saying it
one.
doesn't make intuitive sense to me. I'm not saying, like, can't
Nothing
wrap my
nothing
brain
seems
around
to
the
make
concept.
intuitive sense to you. Everything
parry
you need
repo
to
system
be
makes
taught
sense.
explicitly and in like platonic terms what to do in each situation that you encounter.
I have a question.
Shoot.
Streamer, how do you play the silver case and then you don't play Disco Elysium?
That's a great question.
If you have any questions, you can send them to at vgpodcamp at
Wait.
gmail.com.
Okay. Because I mean, Disco Elysium, it's. I mean, Dimi will back me up here. Maybe the best game ever made. It's up there.
I think it probably is indeed the best game ever made.
It's
Is
up
it on
there.
Switch yet?
That shit will not run on that. It's on PS4.
I'm almost certain that it's going to be on Switch.
I hope it doesn't. It will not run properly. I bet.
It has a release date. Let me check. Release date. The game will be landing this summer.
Yeah,
Um,
I'm seeing the doubt. I'm gonna doubt it.
Yeah.
I think it might not be able to run on that hardware.
It might not. Which is, I mean, it's not like you would think it would be able to, because it's not like a, you know, the game looks all right, but it's not.
No,
like-
it doesn't. It's just it's poorly optimized.
Yeah.
So
Their engine's
in
weird.
the silver case, you can't miss anything really. It's pretty much just straightforward.
It's
just
linear.
like- yeah.
You like how? Well, I mean,
it's like a movie or something.
Well, so in one thing that I didn't like about Disco Elysium is that I kept on making decisions and then dying because of it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I guess I just shouldn't play the game, right?
no, you should get
Makes
things that
sense.
heal you.
Well, no, it would
So
be
you don't
like
die.
I don't know. I mean, I forget exactly the
Wait.
details because this was a while ago
Wait.
when I played several hours of the game. It would be like, do you want to go solve this crime or whatever? I'd be like, no, and then it would be like, oh, you gave up and died.
Yeah,
Okay.
because like that's the point of the game is to solve the crime. And if you say no, then it's like okay,
Right.
that's the game.
Right. So then I was like, okay, so I guess I shouldn't play, and I didn't.
Oh my god.
I
Right.
don't really see what the issue is.
Right.
Streamo has some sort of psychological complex around Disco Elysium.
Yeah. So did you realize that like when you are in the process of dying, you can click on one of your healing items and you'll no longer die? Did you understand that?
I don't even know.
Okay.
I think I literally just got a game over screen. I don't think I was like dying or anything.
No,
okay.
there's a very clear state where you can where you are losing health and you can heal yourself during that state and not face a game over screen.
Yeah.
That's insane. Okay,
But
I don't know.
you know,
You can use
that's-
items like during a dialogue tree.
Yeah, your little healing
Yes.
items in the bottom left where your health is.
Yeah.
That's wild. I mean, it's been a long time since I've played. It was like last year, wasn't it?
A couple.
I don't
couple
know when
years.
you played game.
I think I was talking to you guys about it at the time.
Yeah, I tried not to remember those conversations because I just get intensely frustrated. Let's
But yeah,
move on to
Silver Case
listener
is a lot
mail.
of fun. And I really want to move on to 25th Ward, especially before No More Heroes 3 comes out at the end of the month.
You guys ever play Lord of the Rings: The War in the North?
No, the
What-
only Lord of
what
the Rings
consoles
game
was
I
that on?
played was
Oh, no.
Return of the King.
Return of the King was cool. They should
That's a
they should
fun
remake
one.
those old games.
I
like Return
agree.
of the King.
I tried to emulate Return of the King.
Doesn't work.
Did not work very well.
Can't do it.
What
No, I mean, I
consoles
tried
was
to properly emulate it on legal hardware with a disc inserted on my television after I purchased it from its proper licensed
I think you
retailer.
can buy those games on Steam, but they don't work.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
So here's
How about a game?
a quick review of Lord of the Rings: Return of the King for Game Boy Advance again. This is by Worm on the CRT Discord.
I think those were like RPGs. I don't think those were the
uh,
same games.
He says, playing the Lord of the Rings: Return of the King for Game Boy Advance again in EMU. Playing on the hardest difficulty. I have some really great gear. Using a few
Yeah.
accessory slots to add items with hit point regen, so I can kill a few enemies, then fast forward and heal up and move on. We'll do this until I get to the hardest map in the game with tons of enemies and just kill most enemies for drops, rinse and repeat. Why would you do that to yourself?
The same reason that you that Toby Fox thinks you ended up killing every thing in Genocide Run.
Yeah.
Well, no,
There's-
because is there a hardest fight and music that is locked behind doing all that? I don't think
maybe.
so.
Maybe.
But does the philosophical critique die without it?
I mean, I think it dies with it because it's like there's a clear motivation to get there is for this cool exclusive content. I don't really care. I can put myself past these dumb like characters because it's just fine.
I see. Oh, what do you mean?
Like I think that if the point is that like you're a bad person for getting to the genocide ending, I think that's entirely undercut by locking cool exclusive content that you want behind it.
I don't know if it's that you're a bad person for going to the genocide end. It's that like take a look at your relationship with consuming media that's not that, then maybe change it away from completionism to something else.
Right, but I'm just saying that's undercut because I didn't get there for completionism. I got there because I wanted to do the cool hard fight.
I mean, but you didn't. You know, are you supposed to know that the hard fight is the cool fun hard fight is at the end?
I mean, regardless, there is a cool hard fight there. So,
But are you supposed to know that? I mean, you knew that Sans and you were like, I'm gonna listen.
I did
to
not know that
Megalovania.
Sans or Megalovania were the last fight.
You knew that Megalovania had to be coming.
No, I mean, did you not hear me when I said that I tried looking up hopes and dreams and I got.
No, I believe
Megalovania?
you, but I
And
know
I was
what
like,
you mean.
I don't want this.
I know what you mean, but
Yeah, I mean, I think it has a lot
you
to do
knew
with
what you knew what was you knew. Surely you knew about you knew about the difficulty in some or something.
Yes, I mean, I could tell that it seemed like the hardest fights were behind this path, so I went down that path to get the cool hard fights.
Yeah. You metagamed it, right?
Right, but I think that there's some awareness of that on the part of Undertale because the game and the characters are apparently aware of everything that happens.
Mm-hmm.
I guess last thing before we move on to listener mail was just like I think some of the lines that Sans says suggests that genocide actually does come after a true pacifist ending, which I think is pretty interesting.
Well,
I mean, it might have been due to how you did it or whatever.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. There's a lot of. Wow. All right. Listener mail. We have. Boy, howdy. Do we have a lot of emails?
Do we actually?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll have approximately 28 minutes worth or less.
Interesting.
Wow.
This first one comes in from Silverhand Space X. This is actually 3 questions in one email. And then he sent another email about an hour later with another question. So we'll start off with one of the first one's from the first set of 3, and then we'll do the one that came later after we get through this set. So the first question is, what is your, quote, desert island video game, unquote? I'll again, as tradition, I'll sort of answer these ones first because I've read all these emails and thought about my answers. So definitely for me, at this point in time, it's got to be OOTP 2022. I think I'm sitting at a solid 100 hours in that. And I got it like 3 weeks ago, maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. Actually, I don't know how long. But I could realistically play that game for 12 hours a day, and not have any issues. Oh, 114 hours is what I'm at. Almost.
For me, the answer kind of depends on to what degree you can metagame the question. So, like, if it's what video game would you want with you if you get stranded on a deserted island, I'd probably want some kind of always online multiplayer game so that I would be able to contact someone and get off the island. But assuming that, like, that's not what the question is asking, maybe Dwarf Fortress, because then I would finally have an excuse to play it, or at the least I would have an excuse not to play video games and try and survive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe the answer is, like, you pick something that's total dog shit, so that way, like, you go out and live.
Farm, are you changing your answer to Amori?
Yeah. No, I'm gonna lock in my answer. Dimi?
I think, well, it might be Dota 2, honestly.
Ooh. That's a good answer, but
it's a good answer because I will always be addicted to it, and therefore will probably just eventually starve to death early without feeling, without having to live that much longer without seeing anyone else in the world.
Yeah.
I think I would rather just starve to death on an island than play a game of Dota.
No,
Yeah.
You said the Pokemon MOBA was fun. I'm sure you'd like Dota.
Do you think I really played the Pokemon MOBA?
What? Yeah, I
I've
do
never
think you
played a
the,
MOBA in my
You
life,
played the
dude.
Pokemon MOBA. Dude, you did.
Yeah, you did play the Pokemon MOBA.
Did you not play the Pokemon MOBA?
Apparently Mango played the Pokemon MOBA.
Did you not play the Pokemon MOBA?
I've never played a MOBA in my life.
Have you played the Pokemon game? Pokemon Unite?
No.
Okay.
Let's move on. This is getting
Let's
dark. What game should there be a movie/show adaptation of? Alright, so again, I'll answer first. I'm gonna have to go with Out of the Park Baseball 2022. I think as a like spectator sport, baseball has like real potential to be adapted to like not just like a singular movie or show, but you could have because in my league there's like 32 teams because there was an expansion and added 2 teams. So realistically, you could broadcast each team's game every day during the season, and yeah, I think a lot of people would watch that.
So you're saying it wouldn't really be a TV show made out of the games; it would just be baseball games streamed from the game.
No, I'm saying like the sport baseball, like you could play it in real life, I bet, and people would watch it. And you could even have like movies based off it too, because there's all sorts of storylines in there that sort of rise organically while you're playing the game, but I think could be adapted into.
I think
into a movie.
SimCity is my answer.
Okay. Why's that?
You could do like you could have a real city.
Right.
Yeah.
Wait, so you would just like watch a stream of a city? That seems kind of boring.
You wouldn't want if I could see a whole city at once, I would absolutely watch just a feed of all the activity in a city.
Okay.
I think
You
my
wouldn't
answer
watch
would
that?
probably be Half-Life 2, just because the game itself is so bad. Like it couldn't make it worse by turning it into a movie, right?
So what are your thoughts on the new Steam Deck announcement? As the third question.
Did they say how long it would be? I mean, if I could get like 8, I'd be into that. But if it's not much of an improvement over my current unit, I don't know why I would.
The Steam. Oh.
I was
sorry. Did you say Steam Deck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I need a minute to recalibrate.
Yeah. The Steam Deck, huh? I mean, I have a Switch.
I know what I think about the Steam Deck. Do you want to hear what I think?
Yeah.
I don't want to abandon the pristine controller design of the Joy-Cons, so I will never switch from a Switch.
Yeah, that's the good take. Yeah, the Joy-Cons are too.
Unironically like Joy-Cons.
What
But
the fuck?
Who said anything about irony?
I just think I can't see the Steam Deck being supported past
No.
like 5 minutes ago. So I mean, I guess I could be wrong, but I just feel like,
Yeah. So like,
2
who's
weeks
gonna
from
develop for the Steam Deck? Like,
Don't you just have to develop for PC?
yeah,
I think
but
you have to develop
it's
for like Linux or something, right? Like PCs are dumb.
okay.
I don't know. Maybe this is just me being a stupid boomer, and actually they're the
I
greatest.
don't
Pretty
think
sure
that's
it's just
either,
like
but-
you have Steam and now it's just there's a console for it.
Well, yeah, but if it's not as powerful as like a desktop computer, so you have to like make your game shitty or something. I don't know. Like you couldn't play fucking Call of Duty.
No, it's just
whatever
you're locked
on
in.
it.
Probably just locked at a certain set settings. Like you can't go above certain settings in games.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah, but
I
even
think the
then.
important thing is that nothing that we've said has misunderstood anything about
No.
the Steam Deck.
No,
No.
we're
And-
totally. I think
Yeah.
we have the correct hold on the influence the Steam
So-
Deck is going to have.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we're very
as
plugged in.
Developers aren't going to be making Steam Deck. I mean, I haven't even seen what the game
No.
cases look like. So,
Does it have? Wait, does it have? Does it even have
that's going to be a pass
support for
for me.
physical?
Moving on. Next question.
Wait, does it even have support for physical things?
I don't believe. I think. It's
What
a
kind of
streaming
physical
box,
thing would
is
it need?
All right,
support
they're
for.
okay. So they're trying to sell. Listen, they're trying to sell a 64 gigabyte model for $400, and there's no way, there is absolutely zero chance that you can't add additional memory or
What do you
have
mean?
like
I'm
game
sure they have
cards.
micro SD card slot.
Yeah, there's no goddamn way.
No, they're gonna do a Stadia type deal.
You're gonna stream
gotta
the video
say-
games. That would make sense.
Yeah, I
Sony
could see
releasing a proprietary memory card alongside the PS Vita was the biggest dick move in gaming history, I think.
Oh,
They have
Gaming
ruled so
history.
hard.
like, can you detach the controllers on the Steam Deck? I don't think you can. I think they're built in.
That was my argument.
Are they built in?
How am I
Or
supposed
it
to
looks
play?
like- I mean,
how
they
am I supposed to
definitely
play
have
Mario
a-
Kart with just one Joy-Con at a time, as God intended?
Dude, that hurts so bad. I can't
I
even
know.
hold it.
Well, why do you think I can't play Super Smash Bros. Melee anymore?
'Cause it
Half of it's
hurts.
Mario Kart.
Too much work.
Apparently, if you use motion controls, you have like maxed out turning regardless of your cart. So
Oh.
that's like the strat. At
That
high
seems
I
level.
refuse
cheap.
to do that though.
Yeah, you can't attach the controllers unless they're built in.
All right, so that's the take on it. Maybe we would support the Steam Deck if they
If it had
coded
Joy-Cons.
their hardware games with
Yeah.
something that would make you not be able to eat them. But until
Yeah.
they catch up to Nintendo in that aspect, I'm gonna give it a no. Next
yeah,
email.
thumbs down. So this next email comes in from Silverhand X. This was July 19th at 1:34 p.m. The previous one was July 19th at 12:36 p.m. EST.
So this is an hour later.
an hour later. And I think there was an announcement that prompted this question. So, who are you going to main in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl? And my answer is, of course, probably someone from Avatar: The Last Airbender, because that is a
Gary the Snail.
Gary Snell.
I've been thinking about being a Nigel main, Nigel Thornberry.
Is he
I've heard
confirmed?
he's pretty.
Well, that
Yes.
fits because you kind of look like him.
I'm not going to comment on that. I'm certainly not Australian, as you can tell by my.
You're a big, tall Australian. You're doing a name Naomi Watts right now by masking your Australian accent with
No
an
way. Is
American
Naomi Watts
one.
Australian?
She is.
Holy
That's
shit.
insane.
I mean British. And I was talking about Nicole Kidman actually.
Whoa. This is more twists than when I found out that
You
you're
can
not
play
actually the main
Reptar?
character of Undertale.
I am the main character of Undertale actually.
No, it's Frisk. You're just the first child.
All right. Well, wait. Take away the F, move the K. What does that spell? Chris.
Oh,
Who am
Chris.
I?
Oh shit.
Dim.
So-
What's the Loud House?
Sounds
All
like
right.
a concert venue.
May 2nd,
Uh,
2016 is
did
when
we answer the
first
question? Yeah, I think
episode
we did.
aired. So you can play Lincoln Loud from the Loud House in Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl, but I mean, 2016, I was what? 22
The Loud
years
House is
old.
where I get my freaking marijuana.
We don't endorse political talk in this podcast.
There's nothing political about the good old herb.
This next email comes in signed from Loscar. Hello from California. I've been listening to your podcast since you put it on Spotify because I only love using premium services and paying for them with money, so it was a natural fit. I think it's really cool that you encourage discussions about movies and politics in Smash 2, so I'm going to try and hit all three at once with my question. Do you think that The Last Jedi was more of a reflection on the rise of extremist rhetoric in Western societies? Or do you think that the rise of online esports competition increased the aggressive nature of how online gaming communities perceive each other and are polarized such that quality films such as The Last Jedi serve to reflect our own preconceived views rather than pushing forth their own? Thanks for using up my data plan. P.S. Buy some pop filters.
Absolutely.
For sure. I think he's right.
He nailed it right on the head.
Yeah. Have you guys seen The Last Jedi movie?
I have.
Yes.
Which one was that? Which number was that?
Last Jedi was the one with
8.
the awesome lightspeed death charge attack.
Okay, I think I saw that too. I don't remember it being particularly violent or extreme.
Well, there was a lot of violence being done against women throughout the whole film.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, talk about that. That's the script was.
Yeah.
That was like violent because
Yoda.
They had such bad lines for the women.
that diatribe that Yoda went on towards the end about domesticism and the natural way and
All right.
a man.
I think we dealt with that question. Should we move on?
Well, what about esports?
No, I mean I think he really said everything that needs to be said.
No, yeah, he sort of nailed it.
Okay.
If there's anything else, you can fill in if there's anything left.
Yeah, I mean, it's this next one comes in from the Riddler. It seems like we're getting a lot of emails now that I'm reading them, but they're just shit posts. This one comes in from the Riddler. What is seen in the middle of March and April that can't be seen at the beginning or end of either month? And that is the letter R. Just figured that one out, so you guys don't really need to answer that.
I was gonna say that.
Okay.
Hard or soft?
This one comes in from Spotify for podcasters. Welcome back to Behind the Streams, and welcome Green Room to the Spotify family. Read on for more about the live audio app that brings creators and fans into the same virtual room.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we don't need to read all of
You
this.
shouldn't do that without accepting money from them.
Why did I star that? I shouldn't have starred that one unless I intended on reading that as a funny bit. But this is the last piece of listener mail. This one comes in from Goku. And they say, Streamo.
Is that how you say that?
This is addressed at you, Streamo. Streamo,
Nervous.
please stop pronouncing anime as anime. Thanks.
Sorry, how is it supposed to be pronounced?
Anime.
And I say it anime?
I'm not sure.
What's the correct way to say the comic version?
Manga.
The manga though, right?
I think I say manga. Saying
Manga.
manga seems like awful.
Yeah, manga. Anime.
When I was a young kid reading Naruto, I remember being particularly annoyed that the pronunciation was Hokage and not Hokage, because I thought Hokage was a cooler word.
When did you first start saying anime wrong?
I have no idea. I suppose whenever I learned what the word was.
Animation.
Is that what is that where
My
it comes from?
brother was subscribed to Shonen Jump from the drop, so I was aware of it at a young age.
Because if it's just animation, like we say, not
Anime.
we don't say
Animation.
animation.
Anime. We don't
It's
say
not an
animation.
American word, I don't think.
It's okay. According to Wikipedia, it's derived from the English word animation. So,
That's anime.
yeah.
How do you say anime in Japanese?
Anime.
Let's listen. They do say
Anime.
anime. Yeah, they do say anime.
But we're not Japanese,
No.
so we say anime.
Yeah, I mean you can listen to it on Wikipedia. It's not even, it doesn't even sound like what you say, Streamo.
Well, as a big fan of Nier Automata, I'm sure that you know a lot about Anime Farm.
I've never even played Nier. That's a really good soundtrack though. Maybe one of the best.
I think Yo-Yo Ma is overrated.
Who?
I don't. The guy.
Yo-Yo Ma?
Yeah.
Isn't that-
From the Automata soundtrack.
Did Yo-Yo
Oh.
Ma do the soundtrack for Nier Automata?
Wait, did
Yeah,
you,
Yoko
wait.
Taro, Yo-Yo Ma.
Timmy, did you do you not
Yoni,
like the Nier Automata soundtrack?
Ningoni. I don't think it's. I think it is overrated. Actually.
How about
Well, I didn't
Yo-Yo
ask if it's
Ono,
overrated.
and
Wait,
it's
this
like
is my stream.
John Lennon's wife, but he plays cello, and I guess it's a man.
I think it is worse than people are saying it is.
I'm not asking if it's overrated or not. I'm asking if you like it.
Its overratedness has
Okay.
grown in me a distaste for it.
So you can't even.
I know. I don't think it's bad.
I think it's good.
I wouldn't even say it's not good.
So you would say it's good.
I wouldn't say it's not good.
So you'd say you like it.
I wouldn't say it was good. I would say it. I would just
It's not
refuse. I
bad.
would
You
also
would say
not
it's not
say that
bad.
it wasn't. No, I would not say that it's not good. But I don't know if I would say it's not bad either. I mean, it's probably not bad.
It's pretty.
It's not.
pretty
It's not.
good.
It's not bad. It's probably pretty good. Well, no, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I haven't listened to it.
All right. Well,
At
here
all?
we are with the backlog review of the week. This comes to you from D-Word Man, who
What
is
does
a
that mean?
backer. I'm not sure. And it's a review of Xenosaga Episode 1, Der Willi Zermacht, from 2002. Now, D-Word Man played it on PlayStation 2, and here's his review. My disc has stopped working after numerous technical issues. I checked the disc and found large circular scratches on the back which concerned me about my 15-year-old PS2. However, other discs seem to not reproduce this after some testing. Anyone else notice this happen with their PS2 on dual-layered discs? Game's pretty good, BTW. There we go.
Do it.
BTW.
So I guess the D Word is an online community of professionals in the documentary film industry. So
I agree with that review.
I've really
What-
never thought about the game like that, honestly.
what game is it?
Xenosaga Episode 1, Der Willi Zermacht, from 2002, from PlayStation 2.
I think he's spot on about the game.
Well, okay, think of it this way. I don't think the game's good because it's episode 1 and we're already on episode 7. So,
I suppose I haven't ever
Is
Is
it
thought
is it
about
better to have more episodes or fewer episodes? Do you think of something?
less episodes.
Fewer, I believe, is the proper word.
is this related to Xenoblade?
I was saying that, but it's better to have less episodes.
No, it's better to have fewer episodes.
I think
looks
it would
like
be
it
more
could be
interesting
related
if
to
the
Xenoblade.
episodes that you had were not of a discrete quantity, right?
You mean episodes is a sort of mound of a single flowing, undivided quantity that seeps out.
Right.
Like if you
Yes,
funneled
I
it
try to
out,
make
it
sure
would
all
be
the
liquid.
content that I
in-
make is kind of just seeping out.
Yeah, tepid, wasteful,
Brackish.
grungy, brackish, booble.
Man, grunge music sucks.
It really does. I hate
It's just
grunge music.
so-
Fuck. Hey, Kurt Cobain. Eat shit, dude. Like,
Or just eat. Well, I guess you already.
no.
know.
No. No.
I mean,
Don't-
not he didn't even do that, right? It was Courtney Love. This podcast
Yeah.
is a firm Courtney Love truther. She's a murderer.
Well, no, he did the phrase that you said.
No, Courtney Love did it.
Well, but you were gonna say eat lead.
No, Courtney Love did that. Too.
Well, regardless, the
Courtney
lead was
Love, he
implanted
still
in his
ate the
head.
lead, you know.
Yeah, he still ate it.
Again, but it was like he didn't mean to.
Right. Yeah.
He was
shot.
force-fed the
He was
lead.
He was
force-fed,
shot in
yeah.
the face by Courtney Love. We all know that. But either way, he was still eating the lead.
This
I
is
think
not
it's the
where I
point Dimi's
expected this episode to turn, actually.
Did you know Xenosaga has an anime show that they aired in 2005?
That's funny, because the Blu-ray I have of that anime show has like this weird ring around it, which caused me some worry about my Blu-ray disc player. Has anyone experienced this with the Blu-ray copy of the 2005
Feel
anime?
like it doesn't have a Blu-ray copy in existence. I'm gonna see if there is one.
You know what it would
feel
be a
like it
good
never made it
response to
forward.
that post is, not an issue for me. Must be something on your end.
Have you tried cleaning it?
PM'd you the fix.
Yeah, they just have DVDs. They don't have it in Blu-ray. At least not on Amazon. Let's check the Sherman site. Ooh, that looks very shady. Yeah, I don't think you can get it in Blu-ray.
How far do you think you'd have to zoom in on Mario Goatse to like make it unrecognizable to the point where you can make it your avatar on some website and it'd be distorted enough to not trigger any sort of backlash?
I mean, at that point, it's not a question about Mario, right? It's just a question about Goatse.
No, because it's different. It's because it's
It's
actually
not the same.
formulated. You know, it's it's not just a picture of Goatse slapped on Mario. It is in fact fully animated. You know, its anus is given pixelage and polygonage.
It's pixel art.
It's-
Is what it is.
It's not even that. It is 3D modeling. It is blended. It is of a higher order.
Yeah.
All right. I just sent Farm a message about the title.
Yeah,
which,
yeah.
It strikes me as maybe this is a good point to wrap it up. We've gone a little long.
The
Unless there's
title
anything
of
else we'd
what?
like to address.
Yeah,
The
Dimi, is
title
there
of
anything
what?
you want to say?
Yeah. Whenever Sacha Baron Cohen comes on the show in a couple episodes, I want you to make sure that he does not do a Borat voice.
My wife.
No.
That's my wife. Like that. You don't want him to do that.
I don't want it. Well, no.
Here, wait. Can
I
we?
didn't
Just,
even
I just
want
want to
you
make sure.
do
So
it.
the thing that you don't want him to do is my wife.
My wife. Well,
Well, I actually wanted no
Why?
one to. I actually wanted no one to do it, and now you've both gone and done it. So it's not really a
my wife.
big worry to me if he ends up doing it. If you have to ask him, plead with him to do it, it's not really
Because
my
I'm
business.
gonna ask him to do it. I'm not gonna listen. We're not gonna get Sacha Baron Cohen on our podcast and ask and not have him say my wife.
Well, I
I'm
think
not
that
sure
should be.
when Sacha Baron Cohen will be on our podcast, but we are trying to get Sebastian Lies,
Who?
the developer of Snake Pass, on the podcast. So
Oh,
keep an
that'd
eye
be-
out.
That'd
for
be
that
fruitful.
content.
Wait, when
That's
you
a
say
very good
we,
game.
do you mean who exactly is trying to do that?
We got some irons in the fire, so to speak.
Yeah, see, you keep saying we, but I feel like it's just you sending me a DM telling me to do that. Is that
I think
inaccurate?
it's more like we're sending us a DM.
Right. Well, I can say that we are not doing that.
Can I say I'm doing that?
Yeah, you can do it, but
I'm
can
not
say
doing
whatever you
it, but
want.
can I say I am?
yeah. Have you played
Alright.
Snake Pass?
I have actually. I quite like Snake Pass.
Wow, hot take. I
Farm,
guess
It's
that's
not a hot take at all. It's a
No,
good game. It's fun.
I
It's a
played
great
for
game.
like 5 minutes and I was like, I don't want to be the snake anymore. So then I stopped.
Coward.
Well, that's your own error.
Yeah, I guess. Hey, speaking of errors, it'd be an error to keep this one going. So
Is that the best you could do?
that's the out. So until
Speaking of errors, I didn't press record on my end. No, I'm just
next
kidding.
week, thanks for listening.
Thanks for
and-
having me, guys.
Oh
Wow.
yeah.
Oh, I
If you want
You
to
play
come
the
back
blood.
sometime, you
We'll
can.
play the board.
Oh, and that's the last
That's the
Video game
last.
podcast. Bye.